Hello everyone! Ever since Season 13 came out, we've seen plentiful battles with the Burning Blade. Whether it be from the perspective of an alliance forming to take it on, or from the perspective of the Burning Blade itself, fighting off everyone in the server. Now, some people have struggled to fight the Burning Blade, usually in a one-on-one scenario, especially with the Burning Blade crew having equal or even more crew members than you. The Burning Blade definitely has some advantages that make it the strongest ship in the Sea of Thieves, with its skeletal crew, which helps you repair, fire cannons, and repel boarders, its sails, anchor, and turning speed being faster than you would expect for a behemoth of this size, its 3 masts, each being the strength of a sloop, slow sinking rate, 10 cannons in total, and its ashen roar capable of setting an entire ship ablaze with the pull of a lever. One could easily come to the conclusion that this behemoth is too much power for a single crew within the Sea of Thieves. But I'm here to teach you how to best take down the Burning Blade. But first, the Burning Blade is the Frankenstein's monster of warships, originating as the flagship of Flameheart's armada in times of old. More recently, it has been revived by Flameheart himself with mysterious dark arts, becoming a monster of a ship, which can be found roaming the Sea of Thieves, seeking knowledge from ancient temples and taking out anyone who gets in their way. But if any player happens to sink this vessel, when it's run by skeletons, they can choose to claim this vessel as their own, causing their original ship to scuttle automatically. The goal of anyone taking over the Burning Blade is to sail to active skeleton camps and delve into the depths of ancient temples to solve constellation puzzles. Once solved, you'll light the braziers and collect the ancient knowledge for your Burning Blade. You will keep doing this for as many skeleton camps as you desire. Though, do keep in mind, whatever streak of skeleton camps you are on will be shown on the map to all on the server. The more skeleton camps you complete, the higher the value of the Burning Blade. To receive the rewards of the Burning Blade and all your hard-earned puzzle solving, you'll have to head to the Reaper's hideout to turn in your streak. This will cause the Burning Blade to disappear, having you take a mermaid to get back to your original ship. To get an idea for how much money you can make on the Burning Blade, if you were to turn in an 8 streak, you could make 520,000 gold, including the Reaper's Emissary bonus, with it only taking about 2 minutes per constellation puzzle, when done efficiently. Plus the time it takes to travel between each skeleton camp is an excellent way to make money, though you are marked on the map and on the horizon with a massive beacon, so everyone on the server will know where you are and how much you're worth at all times. And if you are sunk while sailing the Burning Blade, all your efforts will be transformed into a Blade of Souls cutlass as a physical item that can be sold for the same price as you would receive if you were to turn in the ship to Flameheart. Though do be warned, the Blade of Souls is also marked on the map, and with a beacon on the horizon. So head to the outpost or Reaper's hideout post-haste. Fun fact, the Blade of Souls can be used exactly like a normal sword, however dealing more damage with its attacks, while also inflicting a fire effect on its victims. But now that I've explained what the Burning Blade is, and its goals, I will explain how to sink it and claim that Blade of Souls for your own. The Burning Blade is a ship designed to be better than every other ship in the game, since it has the downsides of permanently being marked as an incredibly valuable pinata, but they aren't invincible. Normally, an experienced crew would want to get in front of a ship to try and knock all of their masts and fire cannonballs downrange, but when fighting the Burning Blade, the Ashen Roar is something you most definitely want to avoid, since having an entire ship set ablaze is never a situation you want to deal with, especially since it can do base damage to all the mechanisms on deck, such as the masts and wheel. Though if you ever do get put in a situation like that, I recommend trying to get away while you have your crew put out the fires and watch for boarders. And if you happen to have a Horn of Fair Winds, then that would be perfect to remove all of the fire on your ship, as the Horn of Fair Winds is a direct counter to the Ashen Roar, and it can clear your ship of fire multiple times, though you might be having a rough time if you find yourself in that spot multiple times. And with the new update having the Horn of Fair Winds show up guaranteed at all treasuries, this is a great thing to go and grab before you go fight a Burning Blade. So instead of facing the front, or bow, of the Burning Blade, I would recommend attempting to fight the Burning Blade on their broadside, but at a distance, since their 5 cannons will always outnumber yours. Also, attempt to get behind the Burning Blade, since that is the only blind spot where you won't be bombarded by enemy fire. And when you are in that blind spot, or at a distance, in a broadside, try to knock their masts. And as a reminder, the masts of the Burning Blade have the same health as a sloop, meaning each mast takes 2 chain shots, or 1 chain and 1 cannonball. However, their masts can be raised much faster than normal ships, so they can be easily repaired while the skeletons repair the holes down below. So this is why you should always be having someone attempt to board their ship, to interrupt their repairs. Demobilizing the Burning Blade is key, so knocking their masts and dropping their anchor is a great place to start. When attempting to board the Burning Blade, know that they have 4 ladders rather than the normal 2 that each ship has, making boarding much easier for a skilled player. I would recommend attempting to board the further back ladders since those are furthest from the cannons and even further for the stairs that lead below deck, and they lead you directly to the balcony of the back of the Burning Blade, giving you plenty of time and space to dodge players as you approach their capstan. And while their anchor is dropped, I would recommend attempting to fire their ashen roar while your ship isn't in their sights, since it would allow your ship to circle around the blade without the risk of being set aflame. But once the ship has been demobilized, and you're on board disrupting their repairs, I would recommend eliminating the players on board to give your crew the best chance to sink the blade. But before we continue, I must explain the skeletons on the Burning Blade. The smaller the crew, the more skeletons will accompany the players. Only so many skeletons will be present during any given moment on the blade, much like a traditional skeleton ship. But as you kill skeletons, you will see more respawn. Unlike the normal skeleton ships, the Burning Blade has a limited amount of skeletons that can respawn. The smaller the crew, the more respawns the skeletons have. This max number of skeletons is reset to full every time the Burning Blade completes a skeleton camp. So for the crew of the Blade, after fighting players, you want to head to the nearest skeleton camp to reset. And for those fighting the Blade, that means your best bet is to sink them before they can get to another camp. But let's get back to strategies for being a boarder. When you've taken out all of the players, make sure to kill as many skeletons as you can before you face the players again. But if the players are too skilled for you to handle alone, or even with a friend, then I would recommend to ignore the players as much as you can and go straight to killing the skeletons. The skeletons on deck and below share the same respawn limit, so for every skeleton you kill on deck is 1 less skeleton that can go down and repair. This is your goal: to eliminate all of the Burning Blade skeletons while your crew lays siege with cannons. Doing each of these steps, knocking masts, boarding, dropping anchor, killing players, killing skellies, firing the roar, respawning, boarding, killing skellies, etc., over and over again. If you've got a good crew with good heads on their shoulders, you can take out the Burning Blade. And every little thing helps, whether it be curse balls, horns of fair wind, bone collars, blunderbombs, or even wraith balls. The Burning Blade may have the advantage over normal ships, but this is a sandbox game. You can always find a way to make your own advantage. You can always find a way to topple a giant, especially in the Sea of Thieves. But before I end this video, I do have a couple of notes to share that could help with your future battles with the blade. When fighting the Burning Blade, when it's run by skeletons, the obsidian skeletons have the health of normal skeletons on forts and islands. Also, you are not able to knock the masts, drop anchor, nor fire the ashen roar when it's skeleton owned, much like a normal skeleton ship. But when the Burning Blade is owned by players, the skeletons develop health equal to the players, though they can still be one-shot killed with a blunderbuss, even after the blunderbuss rework. When fighting the Burning Blade, know that the skeletons can fire normal cannonballs, fire bombs, and an obsidian bone collar. This specific bone collar only summons 1 obsidian skeleton, and it has the same health as the ones on the ship. Skeletons do not take resources from the ship, so do not rely on wasting the resources of the Burning Blade, since the skeletons can always repair and fire cannons even if the barrels are empty. Just like the normal skeleton ships, skeletons cannot bucket water out of the Burning Blade, so that is something only players can do. The mid-deck of the blade has 3 major grates that anyone can bail water through with ease, never forcing a player to run all the way to the top deck to bail water. The Burning Blade is also fireproof, so don't be using any firebombs on the Burning Blade unless you're only seeking to annoy the players on board. The masts and anchor can be raised at a similar speed to that of a sloop, with the anchor only having 2 pegs for a player to use, making the blade difficult to pin down, so try not to let the Burning Blade get away. And one last fact, the Burning Blade cannot cash in their streak if there is a player ship within range. So if you're on a Burning Blade attempting to cash in, I would recommend taking out any and all ships that are nearby. And that's all for this video. It was a lot of information to take in, so please leave any comments down below if you have any questions. And please leave a like and subscribe, as that would help me make more of these kinds of videos. I love being a part of this community, so I would deeply appreciate it if you could help me out. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.